Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Let Loose Dog Talk. We got a special guest today. We got Mike from Beyond Bullief Kennels. We got Gabriel in the house too. But Mike, how's it going, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Slowly
Man,
getting back into dogs.
yeah, it's been a minute. I know.
Yep.
What's
So
up, Mike?
how's
How's it
everything
going, man?
with?
What's going on, Gam?
Nothing much, man. I know I look like a creep with no
Yeah,
camera,
no,
but we're on the road over here. So, welcome
Goes
to the
almost on
show,
the
man. I
road.
appreciate you.
No problem.
Yeah, no, Mike. So, Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from, and just tell us the beginning, how you got into these American Bulldogs.
So I'm in NorCal, Sacramento-ish area, Yuba City or whatever. But so I've always been into dogs, but I think I got my first oldie. It was I'm gonna say like '08. Started doing oldies in before oldies were a thing, really. I mean, trying to do a little bit of breeding here and there, but everything was like there's no oldies around. Couldn't really get it shipped, so it was like everything was in F1. So
Yeah.
I used mainly American Bulldogs, two oldies, but always a fan of the Boulevard. So I think I got my first AB in 2010. I want to say so, but I didn't breed her or do anything really. But my brother and a couple other friends all had ABs. Like there were probably three or four other friends that I knew that had ABs and were breeding ABs around. I think it was like what 2014. I want to say I hit up Jose Lopez
Yeah.
and trying to use Max on one of my oldies. And he's like, "Hey, I have this dog work even better than Max." It was the boot. So
Yeah.
met up with Jose, and then come to find out, Jose was only an hour from me.
Oh, see?
Met up with Jose, and then went from there. Basically, just kind of mentored under him from there, and just got strictly on ABs for a while. And then what? So 2015 ish, I want to say, is probably when I had my first AB litter, something like that. And then we just started bulldogging from there. So it was with Jose and the group. It was like so in my area we have what the old timers. We have Todd Fry, we
Yeah.
have Rich Harris, OSB,
Yeah.
and Jose, Manstoppers, Matt Boyd. They're all within an hour from me, so it's kind of cool little click. And then all the newer bulldogs, what at Brandon Gibson, which is 30 minutes from me. Chad Silva, we met through Jose.
Okay.
He lives right here. And then a few other ones, and it was just so it's James Perez with tattoos or whatever
Yeah.
bulldogs. So what? So we just started bulldogging pretty much constantly, and then 2016 ish, I think we started doing the dog shows. We started the Left Coast Alliance, and then we just started doing all the Northern Cali dog shows pretty much from there, and that's about it really. We just started putting on those, and then started working more with like Zabu and doing my line there, and then what I want to say I think it was 2018 when I got the opportunity for TKO, which kind of stepped it up. I've been looking for an outcross for a minute, and then Francesco, he had the opportunity, and I was like, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
we pulled the plug. We were going back and forth. I didn't want to at first. I was going back and forth. Actually, I had Chris Moore, one of my good buddies. He actually went down there. He was doing a travel agency at the time with the dogs, and he actually went down there and looked at it for me in person.
Okay.
Because what I think TKO was 4 at that time, and he's like
Yeah.
4-year-old dog, and you want this kind of money for him. I was like, is it really worth it? But
Yeah.
I knew I needed it for my program. It's what I wanted, what I needed. And then Chris is blunt, so he straight up let me know how he was, and I was like, I think it'd make it work. Called Jose. Jose's like, dude, do what I do. Call some people, get your stud fees now, and I'll pay for it. He's like,
Yeah.
Jose was a hustler. He's like, do it. Trust me. Made the calls. I was like, oh, this makes it a whole lot easier. So then I went and picked it up.
That's good. Yeah, I was unfortunately able to put hands on TKO, and
Yeah.
man, he was an impressive dog. You know that
That's what I wanted
headpiece.
to do.
Yeah, that
That's what I
headpiece.
wanted to
You
do.
you could have never gone wrong with him.
Yeah, Francesco just didn't have him out. And I was like, dude, as soon as you seen that dog in person, it's like, dude, people need to put hands on him. They need to see him. like he's nothing like you really seen before, kind of
Yeah,
thing. It was pretty nice. So
that's true. And a lot of people don't know that it was three brothers from
yeah,
that litter. You know, it was a Beastie Boy and
and Zuko,
Suko.
right? Yeah,
Yes, Suko. Yeah, I bred to Suko. You know, I had some stuff out of him, but I think I just didn't want to go full color.
yeah,
So, you know, I stopped, breeding that line. Uh, but yeah, man, I think just TKO, and I think that line, that 60 gave you that headpiece.
yeah. And that's what it just clicked because like a lot of the Mirable stuff was like that. Like he was the core or whatever, TKO's mom. He was so line bred on her, and he locked it in. And
Yes,
then that 60 just they brought the cheeks out, and it was just
yes.
and the size too. You don't realize the size that came from 60 and stuff, but it did.
Hmm. Yeah, because I remember, I think it was at the Rancho Seco, one of the Rancho Seco shows. That's when I saw TKO there, and I was like, man, this dog, he pictures really don't do him justice.
No, not at all.
He's
Yeah.
impressive, but man, he once you see him, you'll be like, holy shit. Like, all right.
Like a legit 125-pound dog. People didn't
Yeah.
realize it. Like
Yeah.
people, yeah, it was only I think 23 inches too. Like we with the wiki, he was 23 inches, so that's what kind of made him seem smaller too. But
Yeah.
he was impressive.
No, he was. He was one of the I guess more impressive dogs during that time, that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hey, Brandon used them, and
Oh
look
yeah,
at his
that's
stuff.
what.
I
Yeah,
I love that female out of TKO, that Ivory.
yeah. I'm favorite of all time. That's why
Yes.
I got a pup off of her.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
see?
yeah,
He just bred her too recently, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He just bred her to Aranye, but I don't think it worked.
I think it
Um,
had only a singlet tone.
um, but but that's what his male Willie, he's double TKO. So the two females that he has is Chevelle and or Willie's only one TKO. He's off of Chevelle, who's a TKO daughter, and then Ivory's TKO daughter, and then the boy
Yeah.
I have is off of Willie and Ivory, so it's double TKO.
Oh, there you
But
go.
Chevelle and Ivory, they're like the two baddest females I've ever seen, especially in
Yeah.
person. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, those that female, man, Ivory, I think it's for me, is the top
Same.
one that I'm like, man,
She's
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 beautiful.
legit almost take like a Ranye and just make them all white, and that's a
Yeah.
female. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what it is. It's crazy. Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah, she's badass.
So Mike, what
Yeah.
what plans, I know you said that you're trying to come back to these dogs. What are your plans, man,
Holy.
for the
Oh,
future?
I wasn't planning. I have a lot of stuff on ice, kind of waiting. Still looking for more stuff on ice. So if anyone has any old shit they have, let me know. But I've been slowly putting pieces together. I have some co-owns, but we've been with all the kids I've had lately and stuff. We're trying to slow down, so I wasn't planning on doing any kind of bulldogging really for like another year or two. But I'm pretty sure it's probably going to happen sooner than that. The way I work, since I start getting into something, it just goes full 100%
Yeah.
again. But
There you go.
but like, so I got Two-Face back, his TKO son, got him back. And he's mixed with all my Max stuff that I have. His mom Whiskey was a Max daughter to Stillkirk and Bam.
Yeah.
And that mix was just pretty much exactly what I wanted. It's pretty damn close. So the plan was to do more of that, but Whiskey, she was the worst dog ever to breed to because she just wouldn't take. So I think she's only had 2 litters or no, well, she had 3. She had one singleton didn't make it, another singleton that did make it, and then 2 pups. And it's like, so, and then bred her like twice after that and never took. So I was like, okay, this is the worst, but it's what I wanted. And so plan was to kind of line breed off of that, but it hasn't really worked out. So, but I have pieces of it still to
Okay, there you
work
go.
back in. So,
You
so
know
like,
what? We did. I'm telling you, we went to this dog show about a month ago up in Arizona, and we're talking to Darren and Randy, and we're just talking about Subu came in the conversation. At that race, that famous race that they put up there.
at the ABRA Nationals that I put on.
Yeah.
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 I got them to travel all the way out. They're from back east. They traveled all the way out to it for it. So it was nice. I think
Oh,
they came
that's
from
cool.
Florida, I want to say. But
Yeah, it was Florida.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it was nice. Trying to get some hype into it, but Zabu was special, so he was already old at the time. But I was like, oh, Bobo, I was like, let's go, come on. So it was nice.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
I think Stacy's the one that produced Bobo, right?
I don't know if he produced them or if he just owned them. I think he owned them last, but I don't remember because
Okay.
I don't remember who owned the female that off of Bobo.
Yeah.
His mom. I don't remember. It might have been Stacy, but I couldn't remember if Stacy just took him afterwards or whatever. So
Mm.
mm.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I'm telling you that we're just hitting old stories, about the shows and stuff, and
Yeah,
how things were. There was more dogs showing up than kind of what it is now for the American Bulldog.
yeah.
What do you think? What do you think that? Why is that?
It's hard to say, but I just want to say, like, I think people think it's too serious. That's why we tried to back in like when we are doing the Left Coast Alliance and the ABRA stuff. We were trying to make it more fun, trying to do more
Yeah,
of the fun shows, trying to bring in more people. But I think it got to a point where like a lot of the newcomers they think it's just serious and they're afraid to get out there. Probably, but I'm thinking
yeah.
it's
You know
more.
what? You're probably right. Yeah, and that's I had conversations with other breeders, Sykes that we have on there. We said that too. He just threw a show in Arkansas, and and I told them I was like, man, they stream it, and I was watching it in YouTube, right? And I even told them I was like, man, your show looked fun, bro. Like it seemed like everybody was having a good time,
Yeah,
everybody's mingling, and I was like, kids look like they were having fun, and I was like, that's what the show's supposed to be, man. Just having a good time out there, seeing dogs, network, you know, I guess I don't know if you're too tied up and serious and
yeah,
afraid to go talk to other people, then I don't know if it makes it fun. In
yeah,
that case,
yeah,
shit, let's just go to AKC,
yeah. That's what like
right?
so we what the ABRA nationals that we put on. That's what trying to go more fun, trying to get it crazy, but we're trying to get the old schoolers back into it, bring them all pop out. So that's why I talked to Jamie Sweet, got her and her son John to come out. We flew them out, and then they were judges, and then a lot of the older heads popped up. It was nice, and they're pretty much just bulldogging the whole time.
Yeah,
So
see
it's
that's
just
what it is,
just
man. Yeah. No, no,
it was
definitely.
nice.
I know, I think we need one of those shows out here in the West Coast, you know,
Yeah,
for the
definitely.
American Bulldog. And I know even I know Randy at one point he was doing that Catalina white mixer,
Yeah,
and he was talking, he's like, man, I don't know, I might, jump back on there and try to throw that show again.
I think that
But
was the last show I went to. Actually, that was a long time ago.
yeah, yeah. So no, hopefully, we set something up, and man, we now that we got the podcast, we kind of branch out to more people and stuff, and hopefully, they show some love and come down once we decide to do that. Oh, see, they're saying TKO's damn Cora was a beast of a bitch. She was
Yeah.
impressive. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Jamie and John both judged the outlet at Sykes
Oh,
show.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was John's like one of his first official AB shows that he actually ever been to, really, or since he was a kid.
Oh,
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
oh, there you go. See.
Yeah. It was sick.
No, that's good. So I know, man. Let me see. I'm trying to pull up your Facebook page here. Was it you just mentioned the name of there too, and I know if Gam was here live, you kind of help me out with this. Where is it at here? It was not whiskey. Whiskey's a female, right?
Oh, Two
No,
Face,
no. Two
my boy
Face,
Two
yeah.
Face. Yeah, Two
Two
Face is
Face, yeah.
the TKO son that I got back.
No, see.
He was the
Why
one that
you
I
got him
shouldn't have
back?
let go when he was a pup.
why he came back to the camp?
Actually, it was crazy situation. I was just thinking about him, like especially with the new dog, started to get back into bulldog and stuff, and I was like, dude, he was actually lived relatively close, a couple hours away from me, and I was like, man,
Okay.
I need this dog. And I hit him up, and it was perfect timing. It was like, hey, I need
Oh.
to get rid of him. I was like, all right, he's coming back here then. So
There you go.
yeah, his litter mate, female, she was amazing. she died young though, like only like a year old or something like that. But she was like perfect. She was in my form of her.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Here, let me. Okay, I was able to pull it. Let me just share it real quick. Screen. All right. Here, I want to show this dog right now. You tell us who's this, Michael? Can you see Michael? The like, if I share the
Oh
screen,
yeah,
can you see it on
yeah, I
your
got
end?
it. Yeah, that's
Okay,
Two Face.
that's Two Face,
So,
right?
yeah. And he just
And
turned
he's
6 years old too.
a TKO
TKO son. Yeah.
son. Yeah, that boy, man.
His angles are perfect.
Lethal questions to make her
Who's this here? I know our time.
That's the Hard Times. Yeah,
This
that's
is
a
a
double TKO boy. So he's 11
double
months now.
TKO. Yeah.
Yeah.
See
He's pretty
how he
crazy.
looks
He's
now.
in
You got a picture of him?
I don't think I do. Oh, well, I have some, but mostly videos and stuff. Let me see. You want me to email it or messenger to you real quick?
Yeah. What messenger will be faster? Yeah. What was the dog that was he besides Two Face? Was there another dog that you regret letting go that you were like, man, should have kept that boy or girl?
There's a handful of them. There's another one. I don't know if you'll see it on my page. There's a couple. There's like 3. There's like 2 Zaboo sons that are actually that Chad Silva produced off of his girl LaFonda, who was like she's Kennedy stuff, and they came out perfect. But I should have got those back on pup back deals. I shouldn't have just you know what I mean. Like they were nice, but then
don't tell me it's Chad's dog. Man, he reminds me a lot like Tyson.
That was Leroy. You're probably thinking Chad's dog Leroy. So,
yeah, there you go.
That was a TKO son. No, it was the older ones. They went to pet homes, but just structurally and stuff, they were insane. But let me message that to you real quick. But there's also if you look at my page, there's the red dog with a huge head. TKO
that's the one I'm looking at. He reminds me like Tyson.
No,
this guy right here.
No, that's the Zaboo son.
That's the Zaboo.
That's the Tyson. Yeah, that's the one that I like. He's so clean and so nice.
See, yes, he is, man.
I just sent you a picture real quick.
Oh,
but
there he is. Yeah,
that's him at 10 months old. But, and he's already like 100 pounds too. I didn't expect him to be that big, but he starts growing. So
yeah.
Man. But yeah, if you look at my page, it's just you see probably just a dome. That guy, I can't remember what they named that dog, but as a pup, he was really nice too. And I kept going back and forth and keeping him, but let them all go.
Yeah. You know what? There's a video of TKO here, Mike, where he's sitting down, but you could see that bull neck and that head, man. And and man, because people just seen him in pictures, and he's impressive, but
yeah, just a short little clip.
Yeah,
and they don't really got the 120 plus pound dog, and he looked shorter, but I mean, and myotaped his head was like 29 and a half, I think. I have a video of that somewhere too.
Yeah,
so it's just
Mike, besides Americans, were you breeding other breeds at that time?
So I have Frenchies and stuff now, but I stopped breeding oldies pretty much as soon as I went straight into ABs. And then we started Frenchies, I want to say like 2019-ish. No, that's 2018. Started Frenchies. I only had a handful of Frenchie litters though. So
okay.
I think we have 3 in the house right now. So
yeah, no, I got into the Frenchies too. But nothing crazy at the time when they were selling them for fucking 10, 15, 20,000. Now I just have them as pets and stuff, and you know, here and there. People want to buy them. Like, hey, go for it. And I think
Yeah.
they like them because they hang out with the Americans. And
Yeah.
usually when we go on hikes, you know, they're like, you take the Frenchies. I was like, yeah, man. If
I don't
you
know
know,
if I have it, but I have a picture of what TKO and one of my Frenchies somewhere. And they're just sitting next to each other, but they're both all white with single eye patches, so they look like twins. But one's 10
oh,
pounds and one's
that's cool.
120. I don't know. I should have found it first, but I don't know if I'll ever find it.
Subu
It's
was
so
out
old.
of Max, and who was the
Yeah.
female?
So it's Bully Girl 2.
Oh, okay.
Or no, yeah, Bully Girl 2 was the mom on that one. And she's like a lot of that Agrippa stuff back
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
day. Yeah, Foss stuff. So Max was special. Like everything Max touched, it looked like Max. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like it didn't
Yeah.
matter what you put him to, it looked like Max. But like I started when I first started, I started line breeding heavy on Max, trying to keep it really tight to see what I had. And it's crazy how small they got. Like it was just they got smaller and more ripped and more freakier. It doesn't matter what male, what female it was. If you tighten up on it, it's crazy. So it's like, not everyone's cup of tea. For my
Yeah,
oldie
yeah.
program was perfect, but I just wasn't doing oldies thing. So
Man. No, there's a lot of stuff in here that you produce, Mike, that you know, my hats go off to you because you produce some nice, consistent dogs out there. And you know, people that don't know you, man, they having a chance to know, you know, they might see the dogs out there, but they didn't know the face to the kennel. Hey, now here's my guys.
and then I mean, for the most part, I only did like at most 2 litters a year for a while. Like that's all we did because try to keep it. I mean, I'd have like 12 dogs here at a time, but I'm picky, so I'm like, okay, I'm only gonna do this litter or this litter, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't take anyway or something, so I was like, oh, we're only having 1 litter this year. But
Yeah.
but that's like things like I did though, like with TKO, I wasn't afraid to go outside my yard and get what I wanted. I know I'm only doing
Yeah,
a couple litters a
definitely.
year, so I don't have a time to make what I want. So I need to go out and find what I need, kind of thing.
I know somewhere here in your page, you have oh, here it is. You have TKO where I remember that I think this was at the Rancho Seco show at one of the ABA shows. This is where
Yeah.
TKO kicked ass, man. Because I was competing against him too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he
I
whooped
think
their
that
ass. I
was
think
that was like his first show ever too, I think.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, I want to
Yep.
say I might have took him to the ABKC show before that, but I don't remember. But so I only took him to I think 2 ABA shows and like 2 ABKC shows, and he championed out in ABKC the second show, and I think he was 1 major away from ABA, or he's
Yeah,
real
it's like
close. I don't remember what it was, but he was just
yeah, because I remember that class from TKO that day, man. It was some pretty good looking dogs there. You know, it could have
Yeah.
gone any way, but I was like, man, I ain't mad losing to TKO. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's how I was always the same way with Diesel. I remember before I got TKO, my plan was to use Diesel. I had a couple females lined up. I was like, no, Diesel's what I need. I was like, you
Yeah.
have the right angles in the back and everything. I was like, I need it. And then I ended up getting TKO, and it's like, oh, this is
This
working
will
out.
work.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I remember, I think at the Catalina wine mixer, whenever I think Francesco, he messaged me after the show. He's like, who'd TKO lose to? Because he lost. I was like, oh, he lost to Diesel. He's like, what? I was like, no, trust me, it was worth it. He
Yeah,
deserved
no,
it.
no. Yeah, because I remember when Leo from Concrete Jungle. I don't know if
Yeah.
you ever,
Yeah.
he had a Suco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the time he you know, kind of my mentor, you know, when I started coming up, he was the guy I was going to, and that's the one I started getting dogs from. But when he told me, he's like, man, I'm gonna go pick up this dog, and you're gonna be impressed when you see him. He's like, but he got 2 other brothers that, trust me, I could have gone any way. He's like, but they were already reserved, and he's like, Francesco kept TKO, and I think Alfonso Pinto got Beastie Boy. Yeah. And then I was like, man, and yeah, when I saw him, I was like, yeah, that pup is gonna be something different. And once he came of age, I was like, you know, we bred him to one I bought a female from him, and he's like, "Let's breed her to your female, see what they produce." And yeah, man, that headpiece is they stamp it in there.
Yeah. There was a dog you had at one of the shows. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been one of those dogs, but it was maybe Molly or something like that.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, I think that I seen her. I was like, oh, I like that dog. It's like I think I was
yeah,
talking to you about her too. I was like, this is a nice dog. Like had that little wow factor.
yeah, yeah. And I remember, man, yeah, I think it was the Rancho Seco. I didn't show her because I
Yeah.
was like, nah, she still got a couple of weeks before she goes into heat. Right at the show, I was like, yeah, you ain't showing. I was like, you're gonna
Yep.
fucking make these dogs go crazy in here. So I just put her
He liked
away. I was like,
Jose. Jose didn't care. He would throw his dog in there just on purpose, just to throw the other dogs off. I was like, dude.
yeah, see? Yeah, they're little tactics, but I was like, nah, let's play
Yeah.
fair game. Let's
Uh-huh.
leave it
Oh
out there. Yeah, see, everybody saying this litter was awesome. Yeah, it was,
yeah. Oh
man.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You didn't collect TKO? You didn't freeze them?
Literally, I had a schedule a week after he passed away. So like
Oh,
I set the schedule for next week, and then it was like a day later. I'm like, dude.
oh man.
Yeah.
Did he pass of natural cause, or it was just
So it was my fault, more or less, because it was heat. But I was working nights at the time, and all my kennels have fans and everything and misters all the time. So he was like used to being cool. And then I guess the power went out when I was sleeping, and I didn't know it during the day. And he was firing off with the dog next door and I got up and yelled at him, just told him to be quiet and everything else, and then went back to sleep and woke up, and he wasn't there no more.
It wasn't, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, that's all on me. Like,
Yeah,
I should
because
have
I
been paying
know
attention.
since last time that we brought his picture up on the podcast, a couple of people hit me up asking me, he's like, "Hey man, is he still around?" I was like, "No." He's like, "You don't know if they're semen?" I was like, "Well, the only guy you could ask is the owner of it." So, but
I was gonna buy the semen that Francisco still had. He had what TKO and Solo. I was gonna buy it before TKO passed. I was like, no, I don't need it. I was mainly thinking about doing it for Solo, his son, but I ended up not doing it. But I'm glad I didn't, because like 2 weeks later, he sold with somebody in like Brazil, and I guess it was all bad. I was like,
yeah,
I was like, yeah, let them know. I'll send them there that way or whatever. So yeah. But.
see, yeah. That Subo's a champion, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
ABRA.
right? ABRA.
ABA. Yeah, so it took him a while though too, because he's little for one. But it's but his time, every show he was going with Bybee Sharkey and Danny Faust's Cobra. They were in the ring every time. I was like, dude, what do you expect? It's like, my dog's just here to have fun. So
yeah. But he was well put together though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was, just on the smaller side, but he was put together like no other. He was like perfect box, 20 inches tall, 20 inches wide, 20 inches long. His rear was 20 inches wide. Like, it was just perfect little box. So
yeah,
and he moved better than anything you ever seen for something like that. So
yeah, true. And athletic too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what. So whenever I met Jose and went up there, because I was wanting something more athletic and more ripped and stuff for my oldie stuff. And whenever I went up there, he was in a kennel with no roof, a 6 foot tall kennel. And he's like, yeah, it's this boy in here. I was like, okay. And he's like, Zabu. And Zabu just cleared the 6 foot kennel. Just right out from inside. It cleared it, jumped over and walked up to me. I'm like, all right.
This is yeah, like, I'll take him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here it is. Hypnotic. Did you end up showing him at one of the Rancho Seco shows?
Yeah, he was young though. He was like,
right?
I want to say like 7 months old or something like that.
Yeah.
He wasn't real big either, but he ended up getting big. So I actually sold him to Chris Moore.
Okay.
Chris Moore had him. He got parvo hella bad. And then Chris paid who knows how much because he was in the vet for like 6 weeks. Saved him, and then came back. And then Chris was like, I don't know if he's going to turn out now. He's like, you want him back? I was like, yeah, I'll take him back. I was like, here, I'll pay for shipping stuff. Chris was like, no, don't worry about it. Chris just sent him straight back to me. He's like, you got him. And so got him back. And then 6 months later, he turned into that. And he was about 90 pounds ish, but he was just built front to back too.
Yeah.
He was nice. He was just like Zabu, just a little bit thicker.
Yeah. Oh, he is nice. I remember, I think I saw him when he was a pup. Yeah, like you said. That's what I was like,
He was little then too. He was like, it was, I think when I showed him was literally like a month or something after I got him back from Chris too. So he's like literally a month or so off parvo and been shipped across the country twice.
Yeah. From this breeding, it's who came out of this breeding? This OD breeding?
That's TKO or Two Face. I mean, yeah,
Two-Face,
that's what made
yeah.
Two Face. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, there was only 2 pups in that litter, and then I tried to breed them. I think it was only one more after that, and then TKO passed, and then and then when she came back in, I bred her to Leroy Chad Silva,
Yeah.
TKO's son, and then I only got Singleton, but I kept her in a co-own, so she's close. She's real nice too. She's like I think 4 now, never been bred, but I might take her to Two Face. I don't know if I can talk her co-owned and doing it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mike, this is some offsprings from TKO, and like I said, once you see those headpiece, even at a young age, you're like, yeah,
Stamps
that's
it.
TKO.
It's a straight dominant trait.
Yeah.
That's Two Face right there, and that's the girl.
Yes.
She was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that consistency, man.
Those are tight.
Yeah.
Look at those things.
Well, I'm glad, Mike, you're doing a comeback, man. Honestly.
Yeah, we'll do a slow comeback. Slow comeback.
No, definitely, man. This, the breed needs it. I think we're pushing out there. But like I was mentioning earlier, man, we kind of want to put the American Bulldog on the map again, man. Like I think it's needed. And if we could do it, man, let's go for it. Even like I was telling you, the ABA it's under new ownership, and
Yeah.
man, hopefully things go in the right direction where we could help out. And that's what I was telling Darren and Randy. Like, man, if we need to sponsor any of the classes or whatever it is, man,
Yep.
we're ready to help and stuff.
Yep. That always helped. That was a big part putting on shows. Always getting extra help from everybody. So it would be
Yeah.
nice. We need to try to get something together. Maybe do another Central Cali or even a Northern Cali again show. I'll try to
Yeah.
help out whatever I can. Don't
Yeah,
have a lot of time,
definitely.
but I'll try.
Even Mike, even if you host one, shit, I'm all there.
That's a lot of work, so I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mike, I see there's man, I don't know if maybe just because you were getting tagged on a lot of these posts here, but I see a lot of bullies. A lot of them remind me like some Brazilian bulls in here and stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't ever break it like that. Like, I mean, I used
No.
some back in the day, but yeah, they're probably all just tagging me.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I was like, man. Roxy. Roxy.
Roxy.
Where's
That's
she out of?
so she's Mac's daughter. So
Oh,
she's
okay.
yeah, she's the crop eared girl. She was special. So that litter, it was what I want to say 3 or 4 girls out of that litter, and they were all champions besides my girl because I never showed her because she had crop ears. So I was like, no, whatever. And she was the best one by far, in my opinion. But they're all like just perfectly put together and just compact little maxes pretty much. So it was nice.
There's the one dog, Jax.
Jax, that's one of the TKO sons. I believe.
TKO sons, right?
Yeah.
I think it's this
Another
one
pet
here.
home. Yeah, another pet home. He was actually my last pick of that litter. There was
Man.
so TKO. I bred TKO to 3 times on my yard that I had litters, and I only got 1 female. That was out the Two Faces sister. All the others were male, like 7 other males or whatever. And Jax was probably my last pick just because he was more standard looking and he was a little bit taller and stuff. But I was like, there's no way he's not going to fill out and be it. But he was a big boy. But one of his brothers, I don't have any pictures of him. He's the owners pet homed him, neutered him by like 6 months old. Turned out great, but vet scaled 138 pounds.
Oh shit!
And not fat. I'm like, where did that size come from? Because Roxy, their mom, she was only maybe 80, 82, 83 at the most. She wasn't big, so it was crazy.
Yeah, man. It's crazy how some of these dogs, man, they'll surprise you. And that's one thing sometimes with the American Bulldog, man, they develop slow and then they turn into these fucking monsters that you're like, man. You know which one's another one too? And it was a Subu son, and I really like him. I think what's this Thor?
Yeah, yeah. So he was another co-own. He was so we showed him when he was like, I want to say he was barely 3 months. We took him and a couple of his sisters before I shipped him out. Well, I was going to keep Thor, but I was going to ship his sisters out. It was like, oh, we have a show coming up. So we showed him. They're like 3-4 months. He won best male pup at 3 months old out of everything. I was like, how is that possible? Beautiful dog. Then like sent him to his pet home. Didn't see him for like 6-7 months. Year
Yeah.
old, got pictures. Looks amazing. Go and look at him. So cowhocked. Don't know where it came from. What happened? I'm like, I'm never using this dog. So I was like,
Really?
dang it. Yeah. I
Because
was like, man.
he was straight in the front though, like nice
Yeah.
chest, everything,
Yeah.
right?
He was so perfect from, like I said in the show, perfect, moved perfect, everything, 3-4 months old, but 6-7 months later, I don't know what happened. It was just too much. It was like, oh man. So, and he was nice too. He was like, his front was like almost perfect. It was too straight. So
Oh man. Mike, from I know you were showing more under the ABRA.
yeah.
Was there any difference between the ABRA and the ABA shows?
I mean, for the most part, not really. It was just more or less judges or what's going there. It's just mainly in my like because everything here it was ABA was down south, ABRA was up north, and but for the most part, we had the same dogs going each
Yeah.
way. Like there wasn't too many dogs. We all traveled back and forth. So I mean, there wasn't much difference. Like we try to when we put on shows, we try to copy some stuff the ABA did back and forth, trying to make things better or change things, but I didn't really see too much of a difference. The standard is a little bit different, um, but I think it was still judged pretty much the same because even no matter what judges we brought in, they were all pretty much the same of who they picked every time. So
Mm. Oh, let's see. Yeah. I think that's I know this last time at the ABA show, they brought a couple of judges from the East Coast, to kind of have a different perspective and stuff. And
yeah,
even they brought some judges from the UKC. That was pretty neat. I kind of like that, just have a
yeah,
different opinion from somebody else that is neutral.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
what look we like so what like the Corinne Myers, I brought her from UKC in, and it was nice because I went to a few UKC shows and seen them, and I love the way she judged. She was like strict. Come to find out, she bred rocks. I was like, oh, that makes sense why I kind of like you more guardian dog too, whatever. So I see the side, but I brought her in, but a lot of people didn't like her for our shows because she
Yeah.
was just different. She's like little lady, and she was just cut to the book like that. I think at the Nationals, she threw Bobo out of the ring because he growled at her. She's like, nope,
Oh,
get out of here. And they did not like that. Like, hey, it's aloof and aggression's different. So you know what
yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what it is. So, but yeah, there's some people liked them, some people didn't. So, but we always try to rotate them out and get different eyes as much as we could. So,
Yeah, no, definitely. You know what? I don't know. Like in my personal opinion, I don't know if Randy Bybes ever was a judge in one of the shows that you ever attended.
yeah, we had them at least once. I think I know that. So.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
we did one of our shows. We did a fun show with Randy, and he actually it was a beast show, so it's like kind of like Beast of the East. So we just had all the beast dogs in there. So I
okay.
remember that because he picked Zaboo out of everything. I was like, "What are you doing picking Zaboo out of these 200-pound monsters in here?"
Yeah. No, the one thing I like about him when he judges too, he's straightforward,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't hey, he don't care if he hurts your feelings. He's just calling it
Oh,
like it
oh
is,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
so that's pretty cool. And a lot of people might get offended about it, but it's like, man, he sees it, you might not see it, and he calls it the way it is. Sometimes it's
Yep.
like sometimes you need that wake up call, like, oh shit, let me check it out, see what he's saying. And you're like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me see. There was one more dog here that I saw that I was like, man, who is this? What was that dog? She had crop ears, Mike.
A male or a female? The female is my girl Roxy.
There you go.
Yeah,
I knew who I was
yeah.
like Roxy, but I was like crop ears. I don't know who's that. Okay, I know who it is.
That was
Yeah,
Roxy. She was a little freak.
yeah. That's the one that you tried multiple times and
No, that was her daughter Whiskey. So Roxy,
oh
I bred a
whiskey.
handful of times. So yeah, Roxy's the one that a couple of those males that you pulled up. Those are all her offspring. So and Hypnotic's her son too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here, I think I found her. Yeah, here. Let me put her up. People can see, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So she's the one that, like I said, out of her, there was like 4 girls in that litter, and 3 of them were champions, and she was the only one not, and she was the best put together by far. I just never showed her.
You know what? One thing, Mike, and that you have produced, and I really like, is that nice square chest with straight fronts,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's I really like.
That's one of the Max traits that I really like. Like if you go tight on Max, they start getting bowed out, the shoulders start going everywhere, kind of thing. But for the most part, he just cleans everything up. Like it's crazy. That's like you look like Brandon Gibson stuff too. Like for the
Yeah,
most part, like Rico and stuff like that, they're just straight fronts, clean rears. The rears are just as wide as the fronts. You don't see
yeah,
that too much. So that's
yeah.
why Max
You
is kind of
don't.
special.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's a good trait to have. I really like that. But hey, every dog has his purpose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could the freaks you could use them for something, and you produce some crazy stuff. And
That's.
yeah,
I mean, I prefer to keep more freaks. I'd try to keep more freaks around, but like you need it because especially
yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
stuff that I even have is so clean. You need something to get more bone, more width. Like,
Yeah,
but it's so
and I think
like there was
some people don't understand that though. That you need those
no,
freaks. They think
so
pretty are gonna
yeah,
create better, and sometimes you're like,
yeah.
shit, you created something not good.
So
Yeah,
one of the craziest freaks was actually the it was what I think they Jose changed his name to King Richard. It was a Chum Lee daughter out of Zabu's sister, Piglet. I don't know if you remember him. He's a crazy freak. Todd Fry had him for a minute, and then I got him, and then gave him to Jose, and then I'll find a picture for you. He was a freak. Like you would, like you don't see, like he was so bad. His shoulders were so splayed out. His front shoulder is so wide that it made his rear look high, but it was so wide and straight. It was just he
yeah.
had that crazy roach. I'll have to find it.
Oh,
I
you
know.
say they're in Judge 2 shows at the
Yeah.
Rancho Seco. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mhm. At
Yeah.
least a
See,
couple. I feel like
we
there's
got
more than that.
remarkable saying, yeah, the freaks are the fun part over here.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people they feel that, you know, uh the freaks don't bring a purpose to it. They want to have
Yeah.
the pretty straight dogs and everything, but sometimes, that's not the case. You definitely need those freaks to produce some good quality dogs as well.
Yep. If I can try to.
See, we got Golkin up in the UK. She's like, wish I
Mhm.
was so chill about a dog's look, yet here I'm testing my dogs and working about the results.
I just saying you one that's from the King Richard, whatever. Now he was insane. So he was that Chun Li son, but that picture doesn't even do him justice. If you like, I have some other ones that are farther back. You see him next to people. He was so wide. He was wider than he was tall. It was crazy.
Oh man. Let me see if I could. Yeah, here it is.
He was, and he was a legit 120 plus pounder too. He was crazy.
Man. Yeah, I'm telling you, some of these freaks, man, definitely they're a great tool to have.
And he actually, what Todd Fry used him on our Ranye daughter, and he brought 2 of those males out to the UKC show, and cleanest looking dogs I've ever seen. Like they were so put together, nice. Like, he could have championed both out like no problem. They were so nice.
Really?
Like, and they were young. They were like 12 months old too, something like that. It was.
Man.
They were both great looking dogs. It's crazy. You take something like that, put them to a bigger female, and it just cleans everything up.
There was oh, she said worrying, not working. Uh, um, there was a female you had that looked a lot like Subu. She was I think she had like a brindle patch eye.
The smaller female, yeah, that was a Zabu daughter. I think you're thinking of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Subu daughter. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her, man. I think she was a clone of Sabu, man.
Yeah, she was ridiculous. She's I tried to breed her to TKO twice, and she didn't take. And then we started slowing down then, so then I placed her out, whatever. But she was insane. But
Yeah, she was, man.
So she
Yeah.
was she's a double max. So she's her mom is out of the Boo's littermate sister and a dog that's off Gypsy, which is Chumley's littermate. So it was, well, she was a tiny, ugly little female, but I didn't like her at all. But she was great pups, and I couldn't stand her, and I never bred her again. It was, I tried to use her for the oldie program. Like Chris Moore sent me some semen a couple times trying to use it, and she
Yeah.
never took. So I was finally like, oh, I'm just going to use the Boo on her. I was like, see if I can get something out of her and see what happens. She had like 6 pups. They were all great. I'm like, oh, I was like, but I just didn't like her. So I'm like, oh, I'm not breeding her.
Yeah, definitely. I wish I was here. Oh, we got here Remarkable saying my show females always go to freaks. Yeah. Goken, that's much harder in its own opinion. She said.
Could have saved a lot of photos that I knew I was going to end up wanting to send you.
You know what? I did find that clone
That's what I was
clone
about to
daughter
look
of
for, too.
Sibu. I don't know who's holding the leash there, but I think there's one here.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, right?
Yep. Yeah, she was young there too, I think. She was crazy, but like I said, I tried to breed her twice and she wasn't taken, and I already missed so many litters so many times. Like, no reason for it.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you gotta take that L, you know?
Yep.
It's
I have so many co-owns that I was like, I'm good. You're good. Don't worry about breeding them. Like, they didn't make the
Yeah.
cut. So
man, because I have this female too, man, and I want to use this semen that I have there, but man, I've tried breeding her. Just she has produced for me, but not big litters, and I'm like, all right, let me see. Man, I tried breeding her last year. I bred her. I think it was in December again, and nothing. I was like, she didn't take, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I think I'm hanging the shoes with her. Like, all right, that's it. We got to move forward with something else. And I did want her to use that semen, but got to find something else where
Yeah.
it works.
that's I had a couple things, a couple of my females I wanted to use stuff on frozen, but it's like they're just not producing. Like, who knows if they're going to take or not? Like, can't waste
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
That's like I have Zabu on ice, and so we're waiting. We're gonna try to make another Zabu a little bit more, probably size a little bit maybe. But other than that, I
Okay.
need that temp. I need his temp back. That's the number one thing I want back.
Yeah.
But I gotta wait. So I was hoping, actually, the boy I got from Brandon, my plan was to get a female from him, not the boy. And then maybe if she makes a cut, then we can use the Zabu down the line. But it didn't. We ended up getting the male instead, and then we'll see. So now I got to make a female.
There you go. Do you have plenty of straws from Cebu?
Yeah.
Just in case they've seen them now, and people
I
hit
think
you up like, man.
I think I only have 6 breedings. I got to double check, but I think that's all I have on them.
Okay. Yeah, because I know, we got oldie peoples here. They might be like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, are you willing to let a couple of straws go or whatever?
Yeah, that's what I think I have. Like, what, Hypnotic, I have like 6, and I think Zabu I have 6. I think
Okay.
on those 2. So yeah.
Yeah, see? No, definitely. You know what's crazy, Mike? That even at a young age, these pups, man, you kind of see um the resemblance of what they're gonna turn out, man.
And that's what, like, I had a talk with Chris and stuff about it for a while too. Like, that's what most ABs, just they look off. They don't like, they take them so long to picture, but their pups don't look good. That's why it's hard to sell pups. But like a
Yeah,
lot of that Zabu stuff and stuff, all those pups, or some of that Mac stuff with the TKO stuff, they look like good looking pups at a young
y-
age, so they're easy
yeah,
sells. Like, I
yeah,
never had issues selling pups. Like, there's always a waiting list, and I think that's kind of one of the reasons the pups just always look good no matter what. So no matter if they
yeah,
turned out or not, they just look good at a young age.
yeah. Definitely. Look at I think it was like 3 days old. I'm scrolling through your page, and it's a TKO and whiskey male. And look at this young bull you got there, man, at 3 days old.
Yeah, that was Two Face.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, you can damn near see it right away.
Yeah. No, definitely, yeah. But I think that TKO blood and Max blood really, did very well together.
That's what, yeah, that's what Brandon used it to, pretty much the same way, and it clicks. It really works. It's a good, because they're both outcrosses technically, but they're both so tight line bred. It works. So,
Yeah.
well, Max isn't line bred, but for some reason he breeds like it is. Like every dog you see off of Max, it you can tell it's a Max dog.
Yeah. We got a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
Martin from Fuerzas American Bulldog. He's like, what's next in your program, Mike?
Don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth. I mean, who knows? I might. I think Martin. Let's talk to Martin a little bit. I might get something off him if I try to get back into it. I don't know though. But I have Chris. I asked, talked to him about it too. I might just go straight oldies. I haven't decided, but I know there's a couple. I'm not finished with ABs for sure, because there's still a couple that I want to make. I need to do a couple things, make another Zaboo, kind of stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I really don't know yet. So I'm waiting. But I know whenever I get back into it, I'm gonna go crazy into it, and worse than last time, and just kind of go all out. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, and you know what? Shout out to your wife, man, because I know she
Oh,
was
and
big part of the behind the
that's
scenes, and I've
that's why
seen
we
her.
slowed down.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why we
yeah,
slowed down, because I work so much, and she has to take care of the litters when I'm not here,
yeah,
and she's having kids now herself. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I ain't got time for that. I was like, I guess I don't have time either.
yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I've seen her at the shows with you, man, and she's there
Oh,
riding with you and everything. Yeah.
yep. Oh yeah. The dark
There you
side.
go. You got Syke saying go to the dark side with the oldies.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's it looks good. Hopefully, the ABs do a good push forward. I know we got remarkable Martin. Martin, I've talked to Martin plenty of times, and you know, h- just him kind of the direction is going now with his program has improved so much from the years since he started, and I think
Oh
like
yeah.
everybody does, we start off thinking we're doing okay, and kind of we hit a slump, and we're like, yeah, I don't like what I'm producing, man. Gotta change it up, and
Yeah.
bring new blood in and see where how it goes. And once you have it, just continue with it.
Oh,
See there, like what up, Dennis? You bring them crazy ABs to the beast this year? Don't know yet. We'll see.
it's a
We'll
long
see.
travel.
It is, yeah. We'll see. I know that last year we kind of planned something out, and with Martin, but it didn't work out. So luckily, I had a couple of people out there in Virginia that had some of the dogs that we work with. So they brought them out, and they were pretty cool. And Roberto, he has that dog also. He's the one that
Oh
took
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Beast
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
East. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
he took that one. So it was pretty cool to see that boy. That and his boy is a pretty big boy. I
Yeah.
even told Chris, I was like, man, that to me, I was like, that's a big AB. I was like, that's the type of dog I like. Yeah, but pretty cool dude, man. So hopefully, Roberto. Hopefully, we make it, brother. Yeah. Mike, anything else? Where can people find you? If they want to
Yeah.
reach you out for questions or even dogs that you might have that people might be interested in using.
Yeah, just message me on Facebook. I have the kennel page and my normal Facebook or Instagram. Find any of them.
There you go,
So,
guys. So
yeah.
Mike got some little gold mines back there, man. He's a great dude. Easy to work with. And hey, if the price is right, he might let something go.
Maybe.
Right, Mike?
Maybe.
Hey, see? No, that's cool, Mike. But we got 5 minutes, guys. If you got questions for Mike, please ask. He's in Northern California. So I know Martin is in Oregon, so I know you guys talked before close by, right?
Yeah, it's
And I
still pretty
know,
far, but close enough.
yeah. So, and then, hey, Mike has a lot of breeders out there too that he networks with up north. So that's pretty cool, guys. So
Yeah. Need something? Let me know. I can probably find it.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Um, there's a guy up north, Mike. But he breeds oldies. James. I don't know if you heard of him. I think he's up in Sacramento too. He at one point he was breeding ABs too.
Oh, maybe. Have to see his
Yeah,
kennel or
I
something.
can't remember. Man, what I think his kennel something like Valhalla
Oh,
something.
yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You know who?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
think he is close here. I haven't really talked to him, but I think I know who
Yeah,
you're
I think
talking
he
about.
he's up there with. I now I know he's breeding oldies, but I know that he was breeding ABs at one point because he knows a lot of the breeders from up north, and you're one of them. He has mentioned you before.
And that's what I mean. I was just going through old messages and stuff not too long ago, how many different people I talked to and everything else and networked with them. Like, oh wow, I forgot about this guy or this guy.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, I did send a semen to him. I forgot about that kind of stuff so much. So
That's cool, man. Honestly, it's just having good relationships and just networking with people will open a lot of doors, man. And
definitely.
but I do suggest, man, get out there. The best thing is to see the dogs in person. Sometimes videos and pictures don't do them justice.
Yeah, as soon as I started going to shows and stuff, it was a whole new world. It was
Yeah.
so many different dogs you didn't even think of that look like they do. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you're right. And you know what? That was one of my impressions when I went to the bees and Chris took out Rolls Royce and the other dog he has what's his name?
Rocco,
What's his name?
Rocky, I think.
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
Man, those dogs were fucking impressive. Impressive. I got some videos of Rocky that I was like, shit. And like I said, pictures and videos really don't do them justice until you see them in person and you put your hands and you're like, holy shit. I've seen some oldies, those are fucking freaks. And I'm like, man, so my hats off goes to Chris. He's producing those freaks, man. And hey, like I said, use them because they bring a lot to the
Feed 'em.
table. Yep.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Mike, if you got any questions or anything you want to say, brother, the mic is
Oh,
open.
I'm good. Just thank you for having me on. This was fun.
No, appreciate it. Man, hopefully we do it again. Hopefully the squad, it's here and stuff. Both guys, I know Gabriel was on the road, Gam,
Mhm.
and Ernest. He had a double shift, so he's at work. So, you know, but hey, brother, it was good seeing you.
Dude, good catching up.
Yeah, definitely, and hopefully, hey, like I said, we host one of these shows, and I will talk to you about the stuff we talk behind the scenes, and hopefully we can make that
Definitely.
happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep in touch. All
No,
right.
definitely. So appreciate it, brother. Guys, have a good night. It was a great one, Mike. Thanks everybody for participating and being in the comments. Catch you next Wednesday, guys.
Later.